Hey there, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about pom-poms and the pom-pom maker that I used to make these pom-poms. If you read my blog, then you know that earlier in the week I made this beautiful ice cream cone tote bag, and the key element were pom-pom ball ice cream scoops. And I have done several DIYs where I had to make tassels and pom-pom balls, and the tassels were fine, the pom-pom balls were not. So I wanted to try out another method for making pom-pom balls. So what I found was this pom-pom maker by Clover, and inside you get a large pom-pom ball maker and a small pom-pom ball maker. And the normal price for this is $7.99 at the Michaels that I went to, but I used a 40% and a 20% on top of that coupon, and so I got it for, I want to say $3.84, $3.85, something like that. So for $4, that's a better deal. So it's a cute little product. It took me a minute to figure out how to use it. I had to watch a couple of YouTube videos. You just unhook this, wrap your yarn around this side, wrap your yarn around this side. When you're done, close it, snip it. So you have to have a very, very good pair of scissors. Snip it, and then you take these back off, pull this apart, and you end up with these really cute pom-pom balls. So I am going to fast forward and slow down me making a pom-pom ball for you. Some of it is very tedious, but I wanted to show you how simple I thought that it was. Let me give the disclaimer. I bought this with my own money. No one is paying me to say that I like it or that I don't like it. I'm not receiving any money, any freebies, nothing for my review. I simply want to make pom-pom balls. So let's close up that one, make it a little easier. So you just take some of your yarn, a little bit more than that, and you start wrapping. That's pretty much it. I do a quick little wrap to get it started, and then what I do is I get some yarn going and just wrap. You know, lots of folks say wrap neatly, it gives a better pom-pom. I have to admit, I have wrapped neatly, and I have also wrapped like a crazy person, and I still ended up with a pretty decent pom-pom. So I just say wrap. Just keep wrapping. One of the things that I do is for that first set, you see me pulling down the yarn. You want to get it close. You don't want to have it all spread out for that first layer. You also don't want to get any yarn on this little piece there or that piece. Sometimes you'll see where it, let's see if I can do it. Sometimes you'll get it where it leans over like that. You definitely don't want that. And you want it to wrap around. Once you get the hang of it, then you're okay. The toughest part is getting the yarn going. I normally get a little pool of yarn. And I did all of my pom-poms while watching TV. It's pretty simple. Once you have a good layer, which is probably about a little bit more than half an inch. Once you have a good layer going, then you can go to town. Now, while you're building this, the one thing, the package has some instructions on the back. Wind the yarn, cut the yarn, tie the yarn, remove the pom-pom. But it doesn't say how much yarn. So I've been keeping my ruler on hand. That is about an inch. I know that that seems like a lot. when you close it, there's no resistance. I'm going to go with just 1/2 inch more. You see, it's not neat. It's a little messy. I'm going all over. I'm going here and then next to it and then over. And there's not a rhyme or reason. There's nothing that makes it fluffier. These all came out the same. I did a couple of them very, very, very meticulously in line. Takes a little bit longer. And then I did some where I just went wherever I wanted to. They all came out the same. So, you know, I wouldn't worry about, you know, making sure everything is perfect. Just roll. Now, we've gotten to about 1 inch. I would prefer to have it 1.5 inches, but it actually clips in. So what you then do is you close it. You take your string. You see how there's a little hole right there? I just put mine through there. It's okay. In the cutting process, you're going to lose some string, so it's okay. And then I start the process all over again. Like I said, if you're making one pom-pom, you'll be fine. This won't take very long at all. If you're making several pom-poms, put on a good movie, put on a good television show, binge watch something. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute. So that's about the same amount of yarn on this side as there is on this side. So you close it. That's also a good indicator about how much yarn you have, is how easily it closes. If there's no resistance, you probably need to add more yarn. If there's a little bit of resistance, then that's a good point. If you can't close it, you're not going to be able to cut it. I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. So I leave out a good amount of yarn. Again, good scissors, sharp scissors. Do not use the play scissors that you use at the house. This is when you find out how good your scissors are. Just going to move this out of my way. So, the other thing before we get rid of the yarn, I cut about, let's see, is that 12? It's a little bit more than 12, probably about 15 inches of yarn. We're going to use that a little bit later. So what I do now is I leave that hanging. It's okay. Both sides are closed. You're going to take your sharp scissors. This is going to take a second. Scissors are not zooming through. You see this little divot right there? I'm going to try to get up a little closer. That's where you're cutting. That little divot. I'm going to show you on this one here. Just sort of remind you right here. This is where you're cutting. You're going in here and you're cutting like that. So you start right in there and you snip. These are good scissors, and I'm still having to do little snips. You're not going to be able to put your scissors in there and go for the gusto. It's a lot of yarn that you're cutting through. You will also notice that right here, you're going to get a workout. And that has to do with not taking little snips. So you're just going to take little snips. If you can't get through this yarn, that means you don't have a sharp pair of scissors. These are really good. I have to admit, I don't use these to cut a lot of things. These are good Fiskars sewing scissors. For this, I would use a good pair of fabric scissors. I wouldn't use the scissors that you got for crafts, just in general. Take your time. You put in all of the work. You don't want to mess up now. Keep this closed. You see how bushy it is on either side? That's going to make a good pom-pom. Keep it closed, go in on the other side, start snipping. This is the part right here, the snipping, that makes you want to put all of these down. I could wind yarn around this all day, all night, not a problem. It's the snipping that gets me. So remember, we cut off about 15 inches of yarn. This doesn't have to be the same color. It could be a different color. But for this, I wanted to use the same color. You're going to wrap the yarn around the cutting area. That little cutting divot that we just cut along, you're going to wrap the yarn along that divot. This is making the center of your pom-pom. Then you are just going to tie a knot. I wish I could put the microphone up so that you could hear the little soft, there's sort of a crunch that you hear. Let's see if I can. Did you hear that? That's what you're looking for. And then you're going to turn this around, tie another knot. You're not going to hear that crunch again, of course. And you're going to go around one more time and tie another knot. I know that seems like a lot of knots, but you want it to be nice and tight because you just did all this work. You don't want it to, be for nothing. So now that you have that nice and tight, you're going to open these. It's going to be a little harder this time to open the sides. Remember, you have a bunch of yarn stuck around it. It took me a minute to figure out, well, how do I get the pom-pom off now? You grab right here, right in there or wherever you can, and pull it apart. Oh, I got some of the yarn right there. That's okay. You can snip that, make it pretty later. Hurry up and put that piece in because that's a dangerous piece. You don't want that hanging out. Then you're done with this little piece. What I do is I just sort of fluff my ball, fluff it a little bit, and then you're going to have extra strings from where we cut. Pull those extra strings out. This is, see, there you go. These two are the ones that we had when we were, remember when we tied string around here and then tightened it? That's these two, right there. Some people will take their scissors and they will just snip, 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 snip to make a perfect ball. You see how it's got little bits and bobs that aren't quite straight, just sort of snipping, making those straight. Some people will spend another 20-30 minutes snipping it. And for this size, you get a much smaller ball when you do that. That's fine. Make it perfect, make it really pretty. I tend to think, you know what, if it's not too off shape, just pat it together with your hands. If there's anything that's too off shape, snip that, take your time, go around, make it pretty, and then you'll end up, let's move that so we can get that all over the place, then you'll end up with a bunch of these. I keep these on because you tie those together, of course. There's your little hook. You can hook that on whatever you want to. Beautiful. This is the time when you take really, really pretty yarn that you find on sale. I found yarn. This yarn, I want to say I found this like half of half price. It was almost nothing. I wait until yarn is on sale and I can use a coupon, and that's when I get it, and you end up with really pretty pom-poms. So this right here, this set, that's $7.99. You know me, I don't pay full price for anything. I wouldn't pay $7.99 because I wouldn't pay full price. However, with a coupon, I would pay half price or a fourth, not a fourth, 40% off. But if you have a project that you are working on and you need a lot of pom-pom balls, or you are making something cute like this and you need pom-pom balls that are really pretty, I'd invest in this. I really like it. I think that it's fun. It's easy. It means I can actually do a little bit of extra decorating. These can go on planners. They can go, you know, hang on a tree. Wouldn't that be cute to put, you know, red and green or whatever color pom-pom balls on your Christmas tree? You can hang them, decorate a room. My daughter loves purple. I could do pink and purple for her room or something like that. It'd be so cute. And it's so easy. You can take the cheapest yarn or the most expensive yarn and make these. So I give this a thumbs up. I like it. I certainly would pay a portion of full price for it. So I hope that helps you. If you've been thinking about the Clover Pom Pom maker, I say yes. I found it at Michael's. I found it in the sewing section, right across from the yarn section. It wasn't mixed in with yarn. It was next to it in the sewing section. But I'm sure other stores, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, any of your crafting stores, Walmart might even have it in the sewing section. Just, you know, be on the lookout for it. So I hope that helped. I'm glad, so glad that you tuned in. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more great DIY projects. Bye.